Yo, my name is Bam. What's going on? Jackie Jackson Ministries asked me to do this video, so I'm gonna do this. Let me ask you a question. Would I be welcome in your church? Could I come into the house of God? My grandmother took me to church when I was a child, took my mother to church, but I don't know if I'd be welcome in here. Would you stop me at the door? No, I'm talking about if I had the scarf off and walked into the house. Would I be allowed to come in? Well, let me tell you a story, which is the reason why Jackie Jackson Ministries asked me to do this. My mama tried to do that. My mama is what you call a hoe. She has been for years. And my mama tried to come to church and to the house of God. She was tired of her ways and wanted to make some changes. And she came to the church, and before she even got through the door, instead of the greeters giving her a program and telling her, you know, God bless you, enjoy the service, they asked her, why are you here today? What kind of question is that? Are they asking everybody else why they're here today? No. But they asked her that. So she finally makes it through the first line of defense. She comes inside, and I have to admit, you know, my mama, she's getting older, but my mother, you know, she was dressed nice. She had on an after 5 dress, and she still got a pretty nice body, even though she's been doing the wrong thing for years. And so she comes into the church, everybody's supposed to be paying attention to what's going on, and the first thing that happens is all the ladies in the church turn around and start staring at her. What for? Why are they staring at her? She comes in, they're peeping her out, they all looking at her. I guess they're concerned she gonna take their man. If they were handling their business, they wouldn't have that problem. But they're staring at her, and then, oh man, to add insult to injury, this old biddy, this old big fat heifer comes and sits down next to her. And instead of showing my mother some love, instead of showing my mother, you know, that she was grateful that she had come to church, she asked my mother, she said, why are you dressed like that? She said, honey, we don't dress like that in church. That's not the way we dress. Man, let me tell you something. My mother had 2 great lines the day that happened. The first one was the greeter at the door. She asked him, when he asked her, what are you here for? She asked him, what are you here for? I'm here for the same thing you should be here for. And when she was talking to that old biddy, the thing that she said was, this is all I got. And my mother got up and walked out. Now that's not the way that's supposed to go down. Y'all supposed to be Christians. It's supposed to be welcome in the church. It's supposed to be the house of God. It's supposed to be a place of peace. It's supposed to be an environment where people like me, bam, can come into the church and get an experience with God. But no, some of y'all think you're too good to do that, and that's wrong. So my mother walked away vowing she was never going to come back again. But see, what some of you need to understand is you need to start acting like Jesus. Because in the Bible, in Mark chapter 2, starting around verse 15, yeah, I read the word. I ain't saved, but I read. And I know that Jesus gathered together with drunkards, sinners, prostitutes, tax collectors, all the people that weren't supposed to be anybody. As far as society was concerned, they were on the lowest part of society. He sat down, he ate and drank with them. And the Pharisees, which is what some of y'all are, asked the same question. Ask him why he's sitting down with people that's supposed to be the lower class part of society. Look, if Jesus could do it, that's something that Christians should be doing. Not just letting people come into the church and they can't come just as they are. Everybody can't get perfect and cleaned up before they come inside. So you need to welcome anybody that wants to come into the house of God. It don't matter what their background is, what they've done. None of that stuff matters. What you need to do is let them come in and be a part of everything that's going on. It'll just turn them away. So my mama ain't never gonna come back to the church because of the way that y'all threw down on her. But I'm gonna give you some good advice. And that is that from now on, when there's an opportunity that presents itself to you, you don't turn away somebody because they're a prostitute. You don't turn away somebody because they're a banger. You don't do that. You let everybody that wants to come into the house of God walk in there. I'm Bam and I'm out.